Good afternoon. I apologize for the delay in getting you this video, but it just took me longer to get the grade books all set up for all 5 classes, but they are ready to go now. So I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible, but give you an insight in how you can look at the grade book to help drive yourself to complete the course in the time that works best for you, and as far as learning deeply and moving forward in your study of mathematics for your degree. So let's go ahead and get quickly into Canvas here. So let me switch over to this. This is, I guess, let me go to the home screen. This is student view. So this is what you should see when you first come into the course. Where I'm going to ask you to go first is go to grades. So click on grades, it'll come up. This arrange by, what I'm going to ask you to do is arrange it by assignment group. It just will organize things similar to what you're going to see in this video. Okay, so the tests are at the top, all of this stuff. There's not much there yet. I have also narrowed down what's showing in the grade book. I've just hidden some of the things that are not going to happen until later in the semester, such as the final exam and other things. So it cleans it up a little bit. So first part, the new part to the grades or something is the day 1 and 2, week 2 attendance. So this is your participation points. They're out of 10 points. So notice this student, which is me, I guess I'm the test student, has received 10 points for both first and second week participation, attendance, and completing the topics. Here you will also find your IA cohort number. So this student is assigned to group number 3. So when you come into class on Wednesday, when we will start, look for IA number 3, and that will be your group to start off with. We'll have you all sit together, and that's the group you'll be doing problem sets with, and so forth. Okay, so remember that number, or look it up just before you come to class, because that's the group you're going to need to get into. Now we get into the information that I brought over from Alex. Here's the first part. This is the topics learned. So this is showing 125 topics have been learned or mastered out of the total of the 370. The next thing was a calculated field showing that there are 245 that I need to complete. You could do the simple subtraction, but I wanted it just to be here nice and clear. And also I'm going to be using this number to do some of the calculations for the other parts of this information. Topics per hour. This is a field that Alex calculates for you based upon how long it takes you to complete topics. Some of you have nothing here because you've had maybe a recent knowledge check and haven't had enough time to work in the course that it can calculate your topics per hour. So if that's blank, the next one will also be blank. But it takes this topics per hour, takes how many topics you have to complete, does a division, and figures out that I have 38.3 hours to complete all the topics. So if I continue at that pace. Now what happens is if I slow down a bit, maybe the topics become more difficult, or I need to study for some tests, so I'm not really making progress in those topics, but I'm working in the course, then that time will actually be a little bit longer. If I become more efficient in my work, or remember things better, if I start quicking, that 38 hours could be less, but it's just an estimate of based upon what I've currently been working. Okay. And again, if you don't have anything there, look for the next update, because then you will have worked enough topics and something will be there. I thought of putting in the average, but that doesn't really help you, because you might be faster than average or slower than the average. So why should I put in information that is really bogus from the start? So the number here, topics per hour, is based upon how you work in Alex. and if there is no number, it should show up in the next update. Finally, this is where you can start personalizing your weekly goals. So the first goal is to finish. FIN is just short for finish. Maybe I should have wrote the whole word out, but finish by 10/9, which would qualify you to finish up the tests and be able to take a B session course if that was your goal. I believe we just have about 5 weeks to make this happen. But based upon having 125 topics done, 245 to go, I can do it if I get 49 topics per week. I've also broken that down by day. So if I work every day of the week, that's 7 topics a day. And I'd like you to think in terms of daily goals, because you should work a little bit in each day. That helps with the memory, that helps you move forward. So 7 topics a day doesn't sound too bad. I could make this happen, be done in 5 weeks, and then qualify for the next math class. If this is not my goal, maybe it is my goal to get done by Thanksgiving, and that would give me the last 2 weeks of the semester, maybe 3 weeks counting finals, because I would be completely done with the class by then. It gives me that time to work on other classes. Possibly I have papers due or other projects that are going to be coming due during that last time period. If I stick with these goals that it's giving me of 22 a week, not bad. It's usually less than what the weekly topic goals are. Or if I do 3.1 topics a day, I will be done the week before Thanksgiving. Allows me to take the final and take that whole Thanksgiving week off if I want, or again work on other other stuff. Okay, sorry, this is not real well scripted, but this is just me talking to you guys. Finally, this is kind of the end result. Now, this goal actually gives you an extra week. The topic goals from the syllabus make it so that you finish a week early to give you a week to study before the final. I find a lot of students don't necessarily need that time. Maybe you do. But because you're going to take test 2 and 3, the final goes back over test 2 and 3 with including some questions from the last 3 objectives that you will be completing then. So this is kind of like a long stretch, but this is kind of the extreme. This is about as far as you can stretch it. So if I do 19 topics a week, I will still be okay. Notice picking up an extra 3 gets me done 2 weeks early. If I do 2.7 a day, I will finish on time and be able to finish the course. But again, if I up it just by 0.4 more topics a day, that gets me done 2 weeks earlier. So I just want you to see, starting now, just a little bit of extra work can give you more space at the end. Push now to make it easier at the end. There's a lot of stress that's going to come upon you for your other courses, and this course in itself. A lot of people will just think, I'll do a few. But as you get behind 1, 2, 5 topics per week, that leaves you a lot at the end that you have to make up. And the learning is just not going to be as effective when you're stressed. That's just a fact. Lower stress, better memory, better learning. So let's work in a way that creates less stress for us, better learning, and success down the road. And so that's the final, this is the final information. I will be updating this at least on a weekly basis. I'm going to see if I can get really efficient at it myself and maybe do it a couple times a week. But it definitely, I guarantee you, it will happen at least once a week. Also, the weekly goals, they are set by the syllabus. Those this week, your goal to earn the full topic goal points is 25 topics because of the holiday. So 25 topics and you're good. Again, you may want to earn more because, like I would, if this is me, the student, I need 49 to get my goal done. So I'm going to push for that. 25 to get the full points as far as topic goal points, regardless. But again, this is all information you can use. So the main thing I want you to do, write down, remember, or something, your IA cohort number, so that when you come into class, we can get you seated in the right area. You can meet the IA who's going to be your primary contact, and we can get working. We can help you with looking at different reports within Alex, and make sure you know how to access this particular report. I was going to give you a joke of the day, but I haven't thought of any good jokes. I'm going to have to look something up sometime. Anyway, looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, and hope all keeps on going well. Stay ahead of the game and create less stress in your life, deeper learning, more happiness. That's really what it's about. All right, take care. Bye.